Hi guys, welcome back to Loggery. Today we're going to talk about how to prepare for Maharashtra CET 5-year law entrance exam 2021 in 30 to 40 days, or basically less than 30 days or 30 days exactly, right? If you do not know, I want to tell you that the application forms for Maharashtra CET 5-year law entrance exam are out. You can fill the form. I'll leave the link in the description box. I also did a video to inform you guys that Maharashtra CET 5-year law entrance exam forms are out. Right, in this video now today we are going to discuss the timetable that you should follow. We are going to discuss that which are the topics that are the most important topics and that you should cover first, and thereafter you can cover the other topics. Right, so I'm going to give you a day-to-day schedule. That is what all of you wanted in yesterday's video. Everyone had a demand that I should upload a timetable, a day-to-day schedule, important topics. I should discuss about the books from wherein you can cover the topics. So we're going to discuss everything in this video. We are going to discuss the cutoff and everything else. So let's get started. Yeah, guys, welcome to Loggery. I hope you're subscribed to Loggery's YouTube channel and hit that bell notification so that you do not miss any of our videos. And I hope you're following us on Instagram. We're there by the name at I am Loggery. We do pretty motivational stuff out there. If you want to stay happy, if you want to stay motivated, and if you want to stay connected a little more with Loggery, then do follow us on Instagram. About the exam, it is very important to know about the exam. Let's quickly see. It is going to be in the online mode in multiple sessions. So you have to go to a center wherein you'll be given a desktop, and there you'll be attempting your exam, giving your exam. Okay, the question will be objective multiple choice questions with 4 options, MCQ type of questions wherein you get 4 options and you have to choose the most appropriate option. There is no negative marking, which is the good news. It means that you can guess. You do not have to leave a question if you do not know the answer to it. You have to just make a guess, right? Because there is no negative marking. If you attempt to answer wrong, no marks are going to get deducted. The time allotted is 2 hours, and the question will be in English and Marathi. This is important. Please make a note of this. The mock test link for practice will be provided for the candidates to prepare themselves for online CET. Since the exam happens online, so they tend to take mock test every year. So when you're going to fill the form after some days, you are going to see that on the right hand corner, on the left hand corner of the website, there is going to be a mock test. So do attempt that mock test, because from there you will get to know that how you have to attempt the actual test online and everything, right? How many marks you need to score. So guys, if you do not know, earlier there used to be a quota for people who belong to Maharashtra, but now the Maratha reservation has been struck off. So for outside Maharashtra, the last year cutoff for JLC Bombay was around 110, and for ILS Pune was 108. So since the number of seats that are reserved have been reduced, I think the cutoff might go a little less. But by little less, I cannot say 100. It might be around 105, 107 for JLC Bombay. So you should aim that you should score around 110 plus. Because there is no negative marking, you can score this much. Marks distribution, again very important to plan which subject is important. We get to know from marks distribution, right? Legal aptitude and legal reasoning 40 marks, general knowledge and current affairs 30 marks, logical and analytical reasoning 40 marks, English 30 marks, mathematical aptitude 10 marks. So 80 marks are your logical and legal aptitude itself, then 30 English and GK, and 10 marks your maths, and 150 is your total. Now, legal aptitude. Now, if we have a look at some of the previous year question papers, they are not available really, but yeah, hints of previous year question papers can be found here and there. And also, you can contact students who have given Maharashtra CET 5-year law entrance exam. I've done the same to be sure about what one should study, since the number of days left are really less. So, we need to focus on the thing that is going to be there. So in legal aptitude, legal reasoning is what is there. Now if you don't know what is legal reasoning, these are fact and principle based questions. These are fact and principle based questions, right? Now, very easy, you should not be afraid, but you need to practice. Right now, I have done a video about these questions, fact and principle based questions, how to solve fact and principle based questions. I'll leave the link of that video in the description box. You should check that out, right? And how you can be a pro when it comes to solving fact and principle based questions. Now, the book that I'm going to recommend is Universal's book, or if you have any other book like that of A.B. Bharadwaj or Willis, you can also cover these questions from these books, right? Uh, yeah. So what you need to do is you basically need to cover the theoretical part first, right? If you are covering it from Universal, so you'll be studying theory, right? Theory is given in the legal aptitude part, and then side by side questions are also given related to your torts, contracts, criminal law, miscellaneous laws, right? So you need to understand the theory, plus you need to practice questions, and practice as many questions as you can. Even in your schedule, once you are done with your theory part, I've asked you to solve as many questions as you can every day. I think I'm allotting 2 hours every day to your practicing part, right? Understood? Fact and principle questions are the thing that you have to cover, nothing else, for Maharashtra CET. Now, fact and principle based questions, how to solve, I've done a video, watch that, you will understand it. And thereafter, you're going to cover the theory for torts, contracts, criminal law, and then your focus should be solving fact and principle based questions. The tip that I want to give you here is that whenever you start solving fact and principle based questions, you have to make sure that whenever you attempt a question wrong, whenever you opt for a wrong answer, you need to sit back and see that why you thought what you thought, why did you choose this option, and why the other option is correct. Because you have to align your thinking to the way you need to think to solve these type of questions, and the more questions you solve, the better it is going to be. Right, I have also provided some of the questions on my website, that is www.loggery.com. You can practice from there as well. Moving on to general knowledge, 30 marks for general knowledge. Your general knowledge basically consists of two parts. One is static GK and the other is your current affairs, and both are equally important in this exam, right? But some of the topics are more important than others. For example, for static GK, your history and geography are more important. You'll see more questions in the previous year from history and geography, so they are more important. Now, how to cover these? I obviously would tell you, I always say that since we have less time, from universals you are just going to solve the MCQs and read the theory for these parts, right? For general science, economics, civics is your Indian constitution. Civics is your Indian constitution part, right? Now, important day. So these are important. The topics that I have underlined and that are in bold are important. What you have to do is, this is the best thing. I won't recommend Lucens or Pearsons at this point of time because we have less time. We just have to cover the important questions and we are going to be sorted. So universals, from universals, you're going to study the MCQs and theory. You're going to learn the MCQs and the theory part, because MCQs obviously cover the most important questions, and right now we have to cover the most important questions itself, because static GK is vast. So if at this point of time you pick up Lucens and Pearsons, you won't be able to know that what is important and what is not, so it is of no use. So it is better that you go for MCQs from universals. Right, now it is on you to decide. If you will see the schedule, I have divided the schedule in two parts because we do not have the date as of now. So I have decided to divide the schedule in two parts. In first run, we're going to cover the most important topics, and in the second run, then you can cover the left out topics, right? If we read what the syllabus says, as they have given, the topics such as history, geography, general science, economics, civics, and current affairs of the past 1 year. Okay, so the current affairs you need to cover are of past 1 year. The subject is to assess the knowledge of recent happenings and awareness of the world, right? Next comes is your current affairs. Current affairs, you have to make sure that you know about the recent awards, government schemes, important appointments, etc., national international news. Now, Obviously you cannot read the newspaper for last 1 year right now, right? Impossible, isn't it? So one thing that I'm going to tell you is that you should opt for the annual edition of Titchbits. What you should go for, annual edition of Titchbits plus their most recent edition of July. I think July edition is out. Yes, July edition is out. You should buy these two editions. Now, if you want to order the hard copy, you can order the hard copy. If you want to order the soft copy, you can order the soft copy. Any is going to work. If you can get the hard copy, it is going to be better because then you can create short notes in your magazine itself, and then whenever you have to revise, you can revise easily, right? So you can mark things and everything. Why I'm recommending Titchbits is because it is in question answer format. It is in question answer format, and also it provides some articles related to very important news. It is in short, but it covers the important questions and important information that you need to know for this exam. So Titchbits is going to be my recommendation. Link is going to be in the description box. So if you want to buy this magazine, you can. It is not expensive. I think 60 rupees ka inka monthly edition hai, and your annual edition would be around 120 or 150. So not expensive at all. Let's talk about English. Now English is of 30 marks. So English, this section will consist the questions on the areas like vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, analogy, etc., proficiency, idioms and phrases, one word substitution, sentence improvement, rearrangement, fill in the blanks, English usage errors, common errors, spotting errors, inappropriate usage of words, spelling mistakes, etc. English comprehension. Now your comprehension is very important because around 10 marks, 10 questions minimum, or around like 8 to 10 questions you can say are going to be from reading comprehension, because sometimes there are two reading comprehensions also, right? So reading comprehension is very important for us because this is a sure short part that is going to be there in English. Now, if you see the other topics like that of common errors, spotting errors, right? This part, common errors, spotting errors, inappropriate usage of word spelling. So somewhat you need to also brush up your grammar. For grammar, the topics that I'm going to tell you are, you need to make sure that you revise your tenses, subject, verb, agreement, and your prepositions, then your determiners. These type of topics you need to cover for your grammar, and then you need to practice English, right? Practice English from universals itself. Also on my website you will find lists of idioms, synonyms, antonyms. You will find notes for analogies, because analogies, if I refer a book, you will see that it in verbal and non-verbal reasoning by R.S. Agarwal, it is a huge topic. So you can refer to the notes and you can understand the concept, right? That is more appropriate at this point of time. So you need to practice common errors, spotting errors, inappropriate usage of words, spelling mistakes from universals itself. Similarly for one word substitution, sentence improvement, rearrangement, fill in the blanks, right? So you need to cover your reading comprehension and grammar the most, and then you should practice as much as you can from universals itself. If for grammar you want to go for any particular book, you can either go for S. Chand or you can go for S.P. Bakshi. But at this point of time, since time is really less, make sure that you're putting in extra hours if you're going for a specific book for English grammar, right? If you have to cover your tenses, subject verb agreement, prepositions, determiners, then you can go for S.P. Bakshi or S. Chand, and you can practice from these books or you can practice from universals also. Let's talk about logical and analytical reasoning. So these screenshots are from the website, so they have given the syllabus, and that is what we are taking into consideration, and plus what inputs we have got from the people who have given the exam, right? The subject is to test candidates' ability to identify patterns, logical links, and rectify illogical arguments. It will include wide analogies, complete arguments. So if we make notes that what can be there, they are saying analogy, arguments, right? So this is our syllabus basically. Drawing well supported conclusions, so we have to cover conclusions. Reasoning by analogy, applying principle or rules. Further, the subject is to measure the ability to understand the structure, relationship, and to draw logical conclusion about the structures. It includes reasoning deductively from the set of statement and rules or principles that describes the relationship among persons, things, or events. Do not worry, I've given a complete list of topics in the next slide. So for your logical reasoning, the most important topic is your puzzle test. Very important. You will get around 10 questions approximately from puzzle test. So this is very important. Then you have your direction sense test, blood relation, coding, decoding. Now again, the topics that I've underlined are in bold are the most important topics. So from where you're going to cover your logical reasoning, then your series and analogy is there, right? For analogy, I've told that you have to understand the concept only, that how you have to solve. Very easy, understand the concept and you're sorted. Now one book that I'll recommend that you should buy for sure is Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning by R.S. Agarwal, right? This book is required and I'll recommend that you should buy this book. This is very important. You need to buy this book and you need to solve these topics, the topics that are on this side, from this book, right? Now link is going to be in the description. Critical reasoning, let's talk about critical reasoning. This might be a new topic for most of you, a new section. So logical reasoning consists of obviously puzzle type of questions and critical reasoning also, like that of assumptions, statement and conclusion, forcefulness of arguments, inference. Now these are basics, assumptions, arguments, inference. So statement and conclusion and syllogisms are important questions. As if we have a look at the previous year, like the last year question paper, which book? I'll say that you should go for M.K. Pandey. Now if you buy M.K. Pandey, one benefit that is going to happen is that you will see that they have a topic called problem solving. So you do not have to solve your critical reasoning part from here. No, from verbal and non-verbal reasoning, you should not solve, not recommended at all. You'll get confused. So do not do your critical reasoning part from R.S. Agarwal. You have to do your critical reasoning part from M.K. Pandey only, right? Now, but one help that you can take from M.K. Pandey is if you open the chapter of problem solving, you will see that they have explained these topics, blood relations, puzzle tests, really well. They'll tell you how to create a table to solve puzzle test type of questions. So the explanation part you can pick up from M.K. Pandey, but yeah, you should solve these questions from R.S. Agarwal itself. Now, one thing is this, I hope it is clear. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you is that R.S. Agarwal, the book is really bulky. So you cannot solve the entire book in the number of days that we have. So what you're going to do is you're going to go for pick and choose method. You're going to go for pick and choose method. Now, what you're going to do is obviously you're going to solve all the examples. Plus, you're going to make sure that you read questions and you find different type of questions, and you find different type of questions and you solve them. And when once, for example, we have 4 questions and you're like, okay, 1 solve kiya, 2 kiya, oh, 3 and 4 are same, okay, I'll leave it, I jump to 5, that kind of situation. So we're going to run through different variety of questions. You should know how to solve different questions that are there in a topic. Also, the book is bulky. Please mark these topics and you have to solve just these topics only. Okay, now for maths, let's read mathematical aptitude. This section is to test the numerical ability of candidate. The mathematics questions will be set from 10th standard level of various topics including profit and loss, speed and distance, time and work, algebra, average, Venn diagram. Let's see the topics that you have to cover for maths. You also have to cover ratio and proportion, right? So your profit and loss, speed and distance, time and work, average, algebra, Venn diagram, percentage, ratio and proportion. Now, one thing that I'm going to recommend is that for maths, I always say that buy this book called 18 Days Wonder by S. Chand. Give it 2 to 3 days, solve the entire book and you're sorted. While solving this book, you need to make sure that you create a list of the formulas that you're going to revise every day and practice from this book. Again, you need to solve all the examples from S. Chand and practice the questions so that if there is a different kind of question, you know how to solve it. And this book is really good because they've divided different types of questions into parts, so you will be able to solve all the all the types of questions. So yeah, this book that I'll recommend. Don't go for only these topics, solve the entire book. Solve the entire book, that is what I'm going to tell you for maths. Though it is of 10 marks, but you should 10 marks are really important because you see that cutoff is not very less, it is high, only on the higher side. So every section should be important for you. From where to begin? Reading comprehension around 10 marks, very important. You need to be good at it. Legal aptitude, you have a 40 marks, and if you are good at legal reasoning, you're done, you're sorted. Maths, logical reasoning, studying current affairs and static GK every day so that you're good at it, right? I'm going to give you a day-to-day schedule and we're going to discuss that. Registration for Maharashtra 5-year law entrance exam has started. Now, last date is 12th July 2021. Right? So, for 1 to 12th July, we have 12 days, and I assume that they're going to give us at least 15 to 20 days extra before they say, okay, fine, this is the day on which you have your exam, because the gap between first date, when they open the registration and when they're closing the registration is very less. So I think they are going to conduct the exam really quickly, because it is in Maharashtra is a place from where the number of COVID cases rise. Like whenever the wave is there, it's mostly from there that we get to know कि हाँ ठीक है, Delhi and Maharashtra, right? These are the two places. So we have around 30 days minimum. That is what we are assuming. हमारे पास date नहीं है. We do not have the date for Maharashtra CET 5-year. I am assuming. So I am giving you a complete 30 days plan. Now I have divided this plan into two basically runs, or what. In the first run, we are going to cover the most important topics, right? And in the second run, it is for you that what you have to do. You want to revise, you want to cover the left out topics, because when the date comes, we'll be in a better position to decide that what we have to do, right? But firstly, in the first run, before the date is out, we are going to cover what the most important topics, right? So let's discuss the schedule. This is a day-to-day schedule for you. So if you really want to follow this, you will be following this, and you just do not have to put in anything. You just have to buy the books and start studying. Right now, a lot of you are going to say that, oh, I cannot study for this much of time, and blah blah blah, because a lot of students do say that. Look, number one, you should have prepared for this exam side by side when you were in 12th, or when you decided that you have to give the exam. Firstly, you are delayed, and if you're delayed, you need to put in an effort that you are able to crack the exam. And it is a do or die situation. If you are able to clear the exam, and if you get admission in GLC Bombay, ILS Pune, you are going to be in a better place in life. If you do not work hard right now, if you go to a college, if you take admission in a normal law school, you will have to work hard there. You will have to create opportunities for yourself. You have to score 70 plus percentage there, because then only you will be able to get a job or something of that sort. You will have to do internships, and in a good college you get internships, the opportunities for an internship easily, because your seniors help you, your professors help you. While in a normal college, you will have to make all the efforts by yourself. Even the environment there is not going to be motivational. People there are not going to be working so hard that even you feel that you should work hard, right? So remember that. So if you work hard now and get admission in a good law school, your life is somewhat sorted. So your schedule starts from 1st of July. Reading comprehension is important for us because we know short questions are going to be there. I have also done a video that how you should solve reading comprehension questions. So you have to cover your reading comprehension, right? Now reading comprehension, you can cover it from SP Bakshi, or if you have even your school book is there, you can cover the basics from there, and then then solve questions from Universal's book. So reading comprehension is very important. You have to go for this. And if you think that you are bad at reading comprehension, I have some PDFs that I've shared on my website. The link is going to be in the description box. You can also go through some of the parts of that book only for reading comprehension, right? Then you are going to give 2 hours to your current affairs and 1 hour to your static GK, like you're covering your history. Now when I say taught, that is a legal aptitude topic. When I say taught, you have to read the theory, plus you have to practice also. Practice legal reasoning questions, right? Puzzle test is your logical reasoning. RS Agarwal, you have to solve, right? Torts, puzzle test. So this you have to cover. I have given the topic criminal law. I'm going to give 2 hours, and current affairs history, criminal law. I'm going to erase this. See this day revision So whatever you've studied from 1 to 6 July, you're going to revise it on 7 July. Right? Now next is reading comprehension, your blood relations. More of the schedule is there, and then you have like your direction sense test is there, coding, decoding is there, then you have coding and decoding again, then you have revision session, you have your grammar has started, and then you have your other topics. Now, you see, by 23rd July, you will be able to cover, or rather by 27th July, if you solve complete 18 days wonder by S. Chand in 24, 25, 26. I'm giving you 4 days, more than enough to solve the entire thing and not doing anything else. Right now, by this time, you will be done with your most important topics, right? Till then, I think we'll have our dates and everything. But yeah, this should be your schedule for the next 27 days, that is covering the entire syllabus as soon as possible, right? Entire syllabus, the most important topics. Now let's see which are the topics that are left. Now remember one thing, for static GK we have general science and economics, the topics that are left. If you want to, you can cover the MCQs from universes, right? You have to practice English, that you have to do. Now whenever I say that you have to study tenses, you will study tenses plus you will practice English questions also, because applying the theory is very important. You need to learn how to apply theory, right? So this is there. Then in logical series and analogy is left. For analogy, I'm telling you that for that you can go for notes or just understanding the concept again and again. For critical reasoning, the basics that you have to cover is assumptions, arguments, and inference, right? So this is your second run, that we are going to decide what happens, when is the date, we have to leave all of this, or we are going to cover all of this. If we have more days, obviously we're going to cover this, and then we are going to jump to mocks and everything. If we have less days, then we might have to leave this also. One thing that I want to make you understand is that whenever you're covering a topic, you have to divide your study, or you have to keep these steps in mind. Step one is you have to read the theory, right? You have to read the theory and you have to try to understand your theory. That is important, because if you understand, you will be able to remember. You'll be able to remember. Now this is there. Next thing that you have to do is you have to mark, or what we call short notes in the book. You have to make short notes in the book itself, and you have to practice MCQs or questions. You have to practice MCQs or questions. It is very important, because when you practice MCQs, what happens when you practice MCQs is that number one, you know what is important. You know what is important because MCQs cover the most important questions. Number two, same questions do come sometimes. Same questions. Number three, some questions are confusing. How confusing? I'll tell you. You might think A, B, C, D is the option. Oh, they're there. You might not think. But you say, okay, C and A are not options, but I am confused between B and D. This confusion is not going to take place if you practice enough MCQ. So you are not going to say, okay, I'm done with theory, I'm done. No, you have to read the theory, understand, you have to mark, make short notes. Because why short notes? Because ultimately step 2 is revision. Step 2 is revising. You have to revise. That is why I've divided your syllabus or your schedule in first run and second run, because if the exam takes place early on, we are just going to do the first run topics and revise them, because we cannot cover the entire syllabus and not revise, because then we are not going to remember. So revising is very important. Once you're done with first run, you're going to revise the entire syllabus and then move on to the second run. And step 3 is obviously attempting mock tests. Mock tests, right? Sample papers, so that you know that how you have to attempt it. And remember that there are certain questions that are going to be difficult and you might have to leave them. You just have to guess and you do not have to waste your time, because you have 2 hours only. So every decision is going to take place when you attempt your mock test or sample papers. Even I'll try to put up some sample papers or mock tests on my website so that you can attempt them. The next thing, now I have created a schedule for you wherein I'm saying, okay, 8 to 9 hours of study. If you want to complete your syllabus early, like if you say 8 to 9 hours, I can put more than that. Might be that you are a person who can put 10 to 12 hours. You say fine, I have to make it to a good college, I can put in these many hours. So what you have to do is you have to divide your preparation into stages. Your stage one is completing the syllabus. Stage one should be completing the syllabus ASAP, 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 as you guys say it, right? Completing the syllabus. Zaruri nahi hai, it is not important that you follow my schedule. You can create your own also and complete the syllabus quickly. If I'm saying by 27th, you might complete your syllabus before that also, right? Once your syllabus is complete, what you're going to do is stage 2 is going to revise. Stage 2 is going, you are going to revise, and then in stage 3 you're going to revise plus attempt mocks, plus attempt mocks, right? This is what you're going to do. It is very important to attempt mocks, to analyze them and see where do you stand, how you can improve your score, how you can improve, right? It is very important to keep these things in mind. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope this video is helpful for you. If you have any queries, you can leave a comment down below. I would love to answer. And if you want to chat with me, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm there by the name at I am Logiri. And also you can visit our website, that is www.logiri.com. You'll find a lot of study material for free that is going to help you. Right? So yeah, Logiri signing off. I'll see you super soon. Bye.